If you're editing videos manually in 2026, you're already behind. Ask any creator what's slowing them down right now, and it's not coming up with ideas or capturing the shot. It's the hours of editing between filming a clip and posting it. For the last 2 years, AI has been able to generate great footage, but it still struggles to edit and stitch all of it together. And everything that actually makes a video watchable, like your captions and motion graphics, are still a manual job. Until now.
I've tested 14 different premium headphones this year. These are the only ones I haven't taken off in 2 weeks. 40 hours of battery, active noise cancellation, and they fold flat into a bag the size of a paperback. The crazy part? They cost half what I expected.
Because this entire clip was edited by AI. All I did was describe the edit I wanted in plain English, and Claude Code handled the entire process for me. The brand new tool that made all of this possible is called Hyperframes. And with my 4-step workflow, you'll be able to take a raw clip and turn it into a finished, polished video, all without touching a timeline or dragging a clip. Plus, we're going to take it a step further. In the final step, we're going to do something no other editing tool on the planet can do. So let's get into it. Before we can start, we need 2 things: footage and the tools to actually edit it. Let's start with the visuals, which we'll be generating inside Higgsfield for step 1. All we need is a 15-second influencer review for a fictional pair of premium headphones. So we'll head to Create Video and pick Seedance 2.0 as our model. We want native audio baked into the clip, so we'll write a short prompt describing the host, the environment, and the exact line we want her to deliver. All prompts are linked in the description. And just like that, our raw clip is ready.
I've tested 14 different premium headphones this year. These are the only ones I haven't taken off in 2 weeks. 40 hours of battery, active noise cancellation, and they fold flat into a bag the size of a paperback. The crazy part? They cost half what I expected.
But a raw clip alone won't carry a video. It still needs production layers like kinetic captions, lower thirds, stat cards, all of it. So let's move on to the tools we need to fix that. As I mentioned, the whole editing workflow runs through Claude Code and Hyperframes. The setup takes 10 minutes and we only have to do it once. First, we'll install Node and Claude Code on our machine, then run one command that installs the Hyperframe skills directly into Claude Code. And I know what you're thinking, this all sounds technical, but don't worry, because from this point on, we won't have to stress about writing code again. Now, with the setup out of the way, all we need to do is drop our raw footage into the project folder. And what happens next is something most editors won't believe until they see it. Instead of creating every overlay one at a time, we're going to describe the entire edit to Claude Code in a single prompt. So in step 2, Claude will take that prompt and use Hyperframes to build everything at once. It'll transcribe the audio of our clip word by word, write the actual composition, and run a quality check to make sure everything's working. In only a couple of minutes, our first preview is ready.
I've tested 14 different premium headphones this year. These are the only ones I haven't taken off in 2 weeks. 40 hours of battery, active noise cancellation, and they fold flat into a bag the size of a paperback. The crazy part? They cost half what I expected.
And what comes back is genuinely impressive. It's got captions, lower thirds, stat cards, all from one prompt and all synced to our host's audio perfectly. But here's the thing, Claude isn't dragging actual clips onto a timeline. It's writing an HTML composition where each piece of the edit is a styled element with timing data. Hyperframes then takes that code and renders it into our final video, which means every edit we make is reproducible. Every iteration is saved as a separate file, and every element of the edit can be tweaked in plain English at any time. Now, Hyperframes does have a library of pre-built blocks for things like captions and lower thirds, and if we're just getting started, using them is a perfectly good option. But for the level of control we want, having Claude write each element from scratch is what I always come back to. But let's see what happens when we hand Claude more footage and ask it to cut the videos together. For step 3, we'll generate 2 extra B-roll clips of the premium headphones, 1 slow hero rotation shot, and 1 quick shot of the headphones being folded. Both came from Seedance 2.0, using the same workflow as our main clip. Now it's time to head back to Claude Code and describe what we want. We'll tell it to cut to the hero shot when our host starts talking about the specs, then cut to the folding shot when she mentions the size.
I've tested 14 different premium headphones this year. These are the only ones I haven't taken off in 2 weeks. 40 hours of battery, active noise cancellation, and they fold flat into a bag the size of a paperback. The crazy part? They cost half what I expected.
That's all it takes. After one simple instruction, the edit has rhythm. Plus, we can iterate on any element of the video in seconds. For example, right now, our captions are bold and snappy, with the active words highlighted in yellow. But what if we want to test a different style? For most AI editing tools, this would mean rebuilding the whole edit from scratch. With this workflow, it's a single sentence. We'll tell Claude to generate 2 new caption styles while keeping everything else in the video identical. A bold style of large white text and full sentences at a time, or a clean editorial editorial style in elegant lowercase serif, fading in fewer words at a time. This is the real shift. Every other AI editor gives us a fixed set of caption templates. But here, the only limit is what we can describe. Once we've got our style dialed in, we can even schedule the whole workflow by dropping new footage in the same folder. Then Claude edits it automatically using the same style every single time. That's how creators are publishing daily content with zero manual editing. There is one exception though. For these types of 2D motion graphics, Claude handles the whole thing. But the moment we want serious 3D animations or complex physics-based moves, we'd still need a human to step in and tweak the timing. Even so, this workflow still has a feature that no other editing tool can match. See, Claude wrote every part of this edit as code. And because of that, we can ask it to do something genuinely insane. In step 4, we'll ask it to watch the edit back like a senior editor reviewing the final cut and tell us everything that's wrong with it. And what comes back reads like notes from an actual editor. The main feedback is about a stat card that's firing while the caption is still on screen and a B-roll cutback that's landing mid-sentence. So we'll tell it to apply the fixes and watch the magic happen. The stat card now waits for the caption to clear before firing, and the host's face returns at the rhetorical pivot, not in the middle of a setup line. These notes were small, but the workflow doesn't get less critical on bigger projects. It gets more critical because there's more to find. What's even sharper is that Claude is also making comments on what it's choosing not to change. It's choosing to keep the hard cuts in and out of the B-roll, and that 1-second beat where we land back on our host. And it actually explains itself. Hard cuts are correct for a fast-paced product review, and dissolves would slow it down. It defends decisions like an editor protecting their cut from a producer's notes. That's what puts this workflow ahead of 99% of people still editing manually. So let's recap what we built. We generated our raw clips using Seedance 2.0 inside Higgsfield. We built the entire first edit, which included captions, lower thirds, a stat card, plus an intro and outro all in a single prompt. We iterated in plain English, added B-roll cuts, and swapped caption styles, all without ever touching a timeline. And we got Claude to critique its own edit and apply all the fixes itself. Now we know exactly how to edit a video end-to-end with AI, but everything we did here was on a single 15-second clip. The moment we want to build something bigger, like a cinematic short film with multiple shots and locations, the rules change completely. I broke the whole thing down in another video, covering the exact 6-step framework for building cinematic AI short films from scratch using Seedance 2.0 inside Higgsfield. Click the video on screen now.